Honda BAYA transmission. And what I'm going to do is show you some things that you need to put in this valve body so you don't forget. You may take it apart and things drop out and you don't know where to go. So I may end up having to use my own video one day. So I did document this. First, there's some check balls. This has 2 check balls in it. And they look like that. Okay. Now this is the main valve body right here. So this is a screen, and you look here, and right in this part here, 1 check ball goes right there. Drops right down inside there, that hole. So you see right there, okay? Now, if you move over, then you have you have a spring right here. You got another check ball. Okay, that check ball goes right here. The check ball goes down first. Check ball goes in there, and the spring goes on top, right here. Those are only 2 check balls in here. So remember, there's one over here, right there, and one right here. Next you have, they call this the converter pressure relief limit valve, and it has a spring on the inside right there. So the spring goes inside and it goes down inside that hole. So it goes like that, just like that. Alright, so if you come into a problem where, oh, where did these check balls go? Now you know, this is a BAYA transmission for a Honda, BAYA. Okay, that's the main valve body. Alright, going back to this BAYA Honda transmission, we're going to look at the location of these oil tubes. These oil tubes. You take the case out, oil tube fall out. You wonder, oh man, where in the world do these things go? Sometimes I do the same thing. Again, I'm going to be looking at my own video, because when I look for them, I can't find the information when I want. Something like this can stop you from fixing the whole transmission. So I'm going to use this in millimeters. I'm going to use this here. First one we're going to deal with is this big fat one right here. This is the fattest one. Small, short. That goes right here in this area. Okay, it's a fat short one. You don't really have to measure it because it's the fattest of the ones. It goes right here, and the shortest one. Okay, that goes down there. But just in case someone wants to know what the millimeter size, let's see. This is showing about 9.98 millimeters. 9.99 right there. And the height is 59.68 millimeters. I guess if you lose one, you have to make one up, huh? So that goes down in there. Next you have the other three. That's 1, 2, 3. These are all the same size. Okay, so you see where they go here. 1, 2, and 3. Right in this area. These are the next step. And these are the longest of the ones that goes into this valve body area. Okay, so there it goes right here. 1, 2, and 3. Now how long are these? Let's see. About 85.05 millimeters. Okay, so those go right there. All right, let me do the width too. There's somebody out there want to see how wide it is. I know. All right, 7.97. That's what it's reading. Okay, so those three go right here in this area here. Okay, then we're moving over to these two over here. You got the inside and you got the outside. These go on the outside. Two of these are the same size. And these two, let's zero this thing out here. .08 millimeters, and width or 8.01. They're the same width as the others, so those go right there. This goes right here, and these that was over here, this is 0.801. So there's a plus and minus on this. Is that long one that was right over here. So I wanted to make sure that these were the same. So these three are the same width as these three, but these three are longer than this, and the other one was the fat one. Okay, so you know where these go now. So if you happen to take this transmission, here's the fat one here. If you happen to take this transmission out and you see these laying down, then you have this as a guide. And I'm sure, like I said before, I'm gonna have to use my own video because I do so many trans. I'm gonna forget something. I know I'm gonna have to go and say, oh, where does these tubes? And sometimes I try to find things, I can't get access to the information. What happened? Something as small as knowing where these go will hold you up for a whole half hour or hour trying to find the information. You know why? Because when you put this together, it's not easy taking all this stuff apart. So you got to know where things went. You know, you got to take it apart, and then you got to take the whole train. I mean, you better know where stuff went. Okay, so that's it for this. All right, we're back to the this BAYA transmission, and now the last set of tubes that you're going to end up dealing with is this tube here. Then you have the two tubes that go here. They're side by side. And then there's the one tube that goes right here. So note the bolt and the shapes of the holes so you'll know exactly where these tubes are supposed to go. Of the tubes, the 4 tubes, this tube is the longest, okay? Just note that this is the longest one. So if I pull this one out, if I can pull it out, it's hard to get it. If you do use pliers to pull it out, try not to squeeze those, okay? Try not to squeeze them. Okay. This tube here, okay, this tube is longer, as you see here. Okay, this is the longest of the 3 tubes. So we put this back in here. Okay, this tube is the same length as that one, and this tube here is the second longest. So you have this tube, which is the second longest tube, goes right here. So that goes there, and this tube goes right beside this one. Well, again, both of these are the same size. Let me take it out. These are the same length, and they go right over here. If you put a short one where a long one goes, it's going to drop all the way through, and then you're going to have an issue. You have to take this whole cover back off. Put this. Okay, so remember, this is the longest. This is the second longest, and these 2 are the shortest. 2 short ones there. Second longest tube go here, and the very long tube goes right here. Okay, so again, if you take things apart, you say, oh man, I don't know where the tubes are or where they're supposed to go. Now you know. This is on the Honda BAYA transmission that fits inside a 2002, 3, 4, I believe. It may fit later years, but it's BAYA 6-cylinder 5-speed transmission.